There's a pretty one, Ulysses. There it is.
Well, hello, BookTube. I'm Shawn the Book Maniac. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my 6-year anniversary celebrations. Let the games begin. I started my BookTube channel 6 years ago today, and what a wild ride it's been. Thank you to everybody for all your support, and to thank you specifically, I'm having a book giveaway. In years past, I have also done a larger kind of bookstore gift coupon, $100 or whatever, and I'm poor now. I used to be rich, and now I'm not. But I'm not poor enough that I'm delighted to be. So I had to rethink, what can I do that's reasonable, that I can afford, to show my love for all you subscribers and viewers. And so I thought, okay, a lot of the favorite books I've read in the last year have been short books, and short books don't cost so much to send, so let's give away some short books. And that's what I've got. So I got 4 books to show you, and I'm going to pick winners at the end of September. I don't know, whatever the last day of September is. Is it the 31st, the 33rd, the 29th, whatever the last day of September is. And so you have until then to enter your name below. So this is how it works. I'm giving away 4 books. Nobody gets more than 1 book, but if you're interested in more than 1 book, I'd like you to rank them, which one you're most interested in and the second most interested in, and so on. That way I'm going to do random draws, and you might not get your first pick because somebody else might have got it, but you'll possibly get your second pick. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. If you're only interested in 1 book, tell me which book it is. Don't enter and say any book is fine. That's too confusing for my brain. So just tell me which book or which books you're interested in. All right? I think within North America, I only have airmail options. But outside of North America, if it's a lot cheaper for me to send the book to you by surface mail, I will. If it's only a few dollars, like I've just checked, and to send one of these books to Germany, it's only $2 or $3 different, so I will definitely send it airmail. But if there's a big gap, to save money, I will send it surface mail, and you'll get it hopefully before spring. Otherwise, everything will go by airmail. All right, I think I've over-explained this. Let's look at the books. The first one is my top read of 2022, Indelicacy by Amina Cain. This is the North American edition. I don't love the cover quite as much. I don't know if this is the North American edition or the Canadian edition or what it is, but this is the one that I could special order in. Here's the cover of the one that I have, which I think is the British edition. No, maybe it's the American edition. Anyway, this is the one you'll be getting. It's the same text. It looks like it's an ARC. That's just the very clever cover design. It's not an ARC. And this is a very special novella indeed, and difficult to talk about. I think I did a pretty good job of giving you my gut reaction to having just finished the book an hour before on a Friday Reads last summer. So I'm going to put a link to that with a timestamp, and you can watch my more extended thoughts, because I just watched it last night, and I think I said what I would just kind of say today less passionately. But this is a novel about a woman, Victoria, who is a cleaning lady at an art gallery, who discovers her dream to be a writer by gawking at the paintings on the wall while she's cleaning the art gallery at night, and then going home and writing about the paintings. So this novel has been responsible for me getting so interested in writing about art. There's a fancy rhetorical term for that, which I believe is a Latin word, ekphrasis, which is writing about art, or commenting on one form of art in another medium. And she is spinsterish, but does get married, and that doesn't go particularly well, but it's just a tender account of her, I think I used the phrase passionate timidity, or timid passion about writing and about art, that just got all the way inside me. That's all I'm going to say about it here. Go look at my extended comments if those would be of interest for deciding whether this would be a book for you. It's not a book for everybody. It's one of the very best novels that I've read in recent memory. Here is another wonderful short book, Little Blue Encyclopedia for Vivian by Hazel Jane Plante. This is a trans novel by a Canadian writer, Hazel Jane Plante. The narrator is a lesbian trans woman, and she is grieving the death of her friend, who was a straight trans woman. So there was some unrequited romantic longings, but that's a very small part of the emotional dynamic between them. Just a really solid friendship that was essential in the narrator's coming out and her journey of healing and acceptance of her own trans identity as the narrator transitions. And what's unique about this is Vivian, the recently deceased woman, she had been obsessed with a short-lived TV show that doesn't exist in real life, and she made her friend, our unnamed narrator, watch the whole series. And our narrator never really cared for the series very much, but she kind of begrudgingly watched it from start to finish and never quite got what it was all about or why Vivian was so obsessed with it. And then after Vivian's death, she takes another look at it and she creates this encyclopedia of every character, every actor, every theme, every geographical setting in the novel, everything. And that is her tribute, her encomium. That is the way that she processes her grief. So there's a lot of personal memories of Vivian interspersed between the encyclopedia entries. It is quirky, it is wonderful, was very, very affecting for me, and I think you need to read it, so this might be one way you can get it into your hands. The next one is this novella, With or Without Angels, by Douglas Bruton. I just see there's a price tag thing there that I gotta rub off with an eraser. That will not be on this copy when you get it in the mail. Just noticed it now. This is, I believe, a 2023 novella that Lindy and I did a pseudo-buddy read of. 2023, yes. And this is as ekphrastic a novella as they come. It is based on this painting from the late 18th century. A painting that a Scottish artist had a very special connection with in his life. And at the end of his life, when he's no longer able to make art with his hands, he collaborates with a photographer and a photographic artist who does a lot of digital manipulation with photos to create a series of photographs that engage with the painting in the most fascinating of ways. And that's a true story. That Scottish artist did exist, and he died a few years ago. And then the novelist, Douglas Bruton, has taken that story and made a really beautiful work of fiction about it. That is all I'm going to try to say here about it. Lindy and I had a lovely Zoom chat about the book if you want to get more. And we got a lovely comment from the author, which you can also read on that page. And this is a book that if you're interested in art and the process of creativity, I think you will probably love. With or Without Angels by Douglas Bruton. And finally, for something completely different, but a novel that I loved so much that I've read it twice in the past year, Happy Sands by Barb Howard. Barb Howard is a Calgary novelist, and she writes novellas and short stories that are hilarious and not just hilarious, and that's how I would start to describe Happy Sands. It is about a family, a rather dysfunctional family, and our narrator is Ginny, the mum, and she is a hard-drinking, hilarious massage therapist from Alberta, and every year the family travels to BC to this rinky-dink little resort on the lake. It's called Happy Sands, and she pays for the trip, or at least pays for the booze that she consumes on the trip, by offering her massage therapy services to the other vacation goers who are in the cabins in that same rinky-dink little resort. And it's usually the same people every year. The story is set over a week. You get to know these very colorful characters, and you get to really know this protagonist, Ginny, and her family. And by the end, it was quite affecting as well as just being a scream. I just thought it was so funny. I have a full chat with Barb Howard about this. I've had a couple chats with her since. Another one I'm going to be recording next week about novellas in general. I know that this is actually hard to find outside Canada, and so this is a great opportunity for you to get it. If you like comedic fiction, I expect you will really enjoy this one. So those are the 4 books that I'm offering up for giveaways for my 6-year anniversary. Which ones would you like? Stay tuned for the announcements. I'll do a quick little video at the very end of September about who the winners are, and then you'll have to contact me with your address, and I'll give you more information about that in the follow-up video on September 33rd, or whatever the last day of September is. Thanks for watching.